Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all acknowledgement, honor, glory, and praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Harakah Hakutash, giveth us forth his servant's strength and power to move mountains, and who will deliver us, Lord willing, from the hour of temptation. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that have taught us his truth. And shalom to you, hopeful, sincere light members, 1/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans and Seminole Indians that truly believe that Yahweh is, and that he exists, and that Yahweh Shai is the deliverer and will deliver you. Shalom unto you. And those are the true names we acknowledge the Heavenly Father and his Son by. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Alright? Now, today's topic, we're going to go right back into World War III and how the situation over there in Ukraine and the border between Ukraine and Russia, and how Russia and Ukraine are doing military drills, tensions is high, and how U.S. sent 40,000 NATO troops over there. So World War III is that tension is building up for all these nations to get together and go to war, which is the Lord calling them anyways for that great slaughter that he's about to do over there in the Arabian desert. All right, so let's watch a couple videos, pull some precepts, and also a brother gave me more detail on the breakdown Ezekiel 38. So Lord willing, this is edifying, So let's get these videos.
Ukraine accused the Kremlin on Monday of seizing border posts and making moves to significantly expand its forces in Crimea, while Russia's currency and stock markets plunged dramatically following the Russian military occupation of the breakaway region. Ukraine's State Border Service said Russian forces were also massing armored military vehicles on its side of a narrow sea crossing separating the region from Russia, increasing pressure on Ukrainian forces still in the region. The movement suggested that Russia was planning to stay in Crimea for the long haul. Ukraine's newly appointed Prime Minister, Arseniy Yatsenyuk, said there was little chance of resolving the standoff in the short term. But he added there was no evidence that Russian forces have tried to push out of Crimea into mainland Ukraine, and that he doesn't believe they plan to do so. "I think we have passed the worst phase of the crisis between Ukraine and Russia," he said. Commanders at several Ukrainian military bases said they had received ultimatums over the last day or two from either Russian Army or Russian Black Sea Fleet officers, ordering them to disarm and abandon their bases. The deadlines passed without apparent consequences, but Ukrainian forces remain on edge, as some bases have been blockaded by Russian troops, or had their perimeters tested by aggressive, pro-Russian civilians. The Black Sea Fleet denied reports that it had issued a blanket ultimatum to Ukrainian forces in Crimea, with a deadline for early Tuesday, local time. Ukrainian officials said such ultimatums have been received.
Do you suffer from diabetes, COVID-19, skin conditions, hot flashes? If so,
he pointed out, we would.
So this is what real war is about to look like, but far worse. All right, and there will be war on the soils of America, because Russia will invade America.
Cycling.
Hey, that's war for you. But this war is thermonuclear war. All right, and that's why the masses are so fearful of the war to come. But it is prophecy. Revelations 11 and 14. The second woe is past, World War II, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So World War III, it says cometh quickly. It's going to take place. It's quick. All right, it's coming. All right, and we're seeing these little proxy wars. Now, the big boys, the two major players in World War III is about to bump head. The United States controlling NATO, of course, and Russia. All right? Babylon, a.k.a. America, don't want war with Russia. All right? Because Russia has them hypersonic missiles, supersonic missiles, Satan 1, Satan 2. They probably even have up to Satan 12, which is their missiles. And those missiles are becoming more advanced to where they could reach American soil in 30 minutes. All right? So, let's get to the Ezekiel 38 and I believe 6. Verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog in the land of Magog, and the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesied against him. This is talking about Russia. All right? And if you Google these lands, it's literally right in Russia. All right? So we prophesied against Russia also. We're not for the Russians. We're for them unleashing the missiles and invading America. All right, but prophecy is set against them. All right? That part of their land will be destroyed also. And them Edomites that are still over there will be brought into slavery. So, and verse 3, and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech, and Tubal. Meshech and Tubal, Salakia. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. So the Lord's about to turn back that old Soviet Union spirit. Right? And I will bring thee forth in all thine army. So the Lord has to turn back that old cold Russian spirit of war. All right? Of being a bully. And then the Lord will gather, like it says right here, then I will bring thee forth in all thine army, meaning the Lord's going to bring him ready for World War III. All right? Horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with sort of armor, even a great company with buckler and shield, all of them handling sword. Handling what? Thermonuclear missiles. Missiles. This is going to be a war of missiles. All right? This is a prophecy of war in modern day time, which is today. All right? And it says if a nation handling sword, you know that's not talking about just regular swords. It's talking about an ultimate weapon, which is that missiles. All right? They're going to bring out tanks, the SC-400s, and all their artillery. All right. And it says a great company, even with buckler and shield, all of them handling swords, all of them. And it's going to list them. All of them going to have missiles, missile capability. All right. Coming to the war with missiles. Not just America. All right. Not just American allies. Verse 5, Persia. You already know that's Iran, Ethiopia, and Libya. Those are the African nations. With them, in all of them, with shield and helmet. Meaning, they're coming to war too. All right? And Gomer, which is Turkey, and all his bands. Right? And right now, Turkey is supposed to be, a part of NATO still. All right, so Esau's ally is going to turn against them. All right, and there have been articles about Turkey reconsidering dealing with NATO and don't want to lend them their command base and so forth. All right, the House of Tugama out of the northern quarters, and this I wanted to go into. The water to the brother that taught me this and informed me of this, that I'm able to break it down and Lord willing to be edifying. So it says Tugama. Now you go down here, it says probably the area known as Armenia. So the Armenians. All right? And why are they going to come to Russia? Because Armenia and that other nation that they went to war with, or just Armenia, were ex-Soviet Union members. All right? So all of these nations that are coming onto Russia will or already did have military ties with them. All right? And all his bands and many people with thee. All right? Be thou, verse 7, Ezekiel 38. Be thou prepared and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company. All right? The nations that are with Russia, that are assembled unto thee, be thou a guard unto them. All right? And we know Russia is going to be a guard to Iran. All right? That's why it says in the 5th verse, Persia. All right? So when Esau looks to go to war with Iran, Russia is going to declare that if you touch that land, just like how Russia have declared openly, that if America come down there and even bring troops down there, there's going to be a problem in Venezuela. All right? So when America seek to go to war with Iran, Russia is going to get involved. All right, Russia is already involved right now, and America threatening Russia, and Russia has surpassed them in nuclear capability. All right, now also I wanted to go into dealing with this real quick. Let's see. Right here. Security Treaty Organization. So it's international military alliance in Eurasia, Eurasia, consists of selected post-Soviet states. All right, the treaty had its origins to the Soviet armed forces and was gradually replaced by the United Armed Forces of the Commonwealth of Independent States. So it shows countries that were in it: Armenia, all right, Kazakhstan, just a few of them. All right. Let's see, what is Russia's So Armenia and Russia are both members of a military alliance and the Collective Security Treaty Organization, along with 4 other ex-Soviet countries. A relationship with Armenia finds essential to its security. And also, brothers said the House of Togama, of course, is Armenia, and of the northern quarters is dealing with this right here. Let me see, it says Azerbaijan. Alright, so pretty much Russia broke up that war between Azerbaijan and Armenia. Alright. So that is the of the House of Togama of the northern quarters. That's the northern quarters and all his bands and many people with thee. Alright, so in Russia, they have an alliance that's ready to war with them. Alright, Revelations 11 and 14, the second war is past. It's history already. It's in the books. And behold, the third war cometh quickly. World War III. Alright. Joel 3 and 2. And I will also gather all nations and will bring them down in the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people. So the Lord will judge them. Alright, with them for my people, for what they have done to the Israelites. Alright, because all these nations have taken crafty counsel. Alright, to destroy us. You Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and Israelites that are scattered all over the earth, that have the same spirit of a so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native American man. For my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations, and parted my land. All right, so the Lord's gathering you nations all up for that great slaughter. All right, now let's go into this word so I don't give the wrong definition. So, Yahawashaphat. All right, Yahawashaphat. Yahweh has judged. All right, so hey, even the valley of Yahawashaphat name is an omen. All right, that's what it means when it says, "I will plead." So the Lord will bring judgment upon these heathens, all these nations that are gathered together. Shapat, to govern, vindicate, punished, to execute judgment, condemning and punishing. All right, how's the Lord going to do that? By the way of his chariots, fathership that he's coming in, and with his angelic air force. All right, the angels, elite air force. All right. So it says, they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. So look at how they have destroyed our people. Sodomized our boy and sold a girl for wine. Yea, what have he to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon? All right. Damn Hamites. All right. I believe it's the Philistines that inhabited those territories. And all the coast of Palestine, will he render me a recompense? Will you pay the Lord back? Can you pay the Lord back? And if he recompense me swiftly and speedily, if he recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head. So the Lord gonna get him back, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have he sold unto the Grecians, so-called white man, Greeks. All right, that he might remove them far from their border. So that was the whole purpose, to get us up out of the land, which was the Lord will and work at the end of the day. All right, behold, verse 7, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and I will return your recompense upon your own head. All right, so our power is the power of payback. All right, first he going to judge all the mighty men, all the warriors, gather them. All right, in the valley of Yahawashaphat. All right, and you nations can't repay the Lord but by blood. He requires blood. All right, and that's what you will do: destroy you heathens and you nations. Gather you just to kill you, make an example out of you. All right, that he is King of Kings, the Lord of Hosts. All right, that title will be verified in World War III. All right, it tells you didn't lift up hand or anything or instrument. All right, so it says, proclaim he this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. All right, not no sissies like the most of the U.S. Army. But the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, and let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords. So plowshare is a form, an instrument of agriculture. So they're going to stop focusing on building their economy and agriculture and so forth. They're going to focus on, like it says, beat your plowshares into sword, and your pruning hooks, form of agriculture, into spears, weapons of war. Let the weak say, I am strong. All right? We're witnessing Iran and certain other nations stand up to the bully, America and NATO. Assemble yourselves and come, all heathen, and gather yourselves together round about, hither cause thy mighty one to come down. Yahushai. That's when Yahushai is gonna come down. He's gonna leap up off that of his out of his throne. Come down here. All right. O Lord, let the heathen be awake, and come up to the valley of Yehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So when he said plead, he's talking about judging them. Verse 13, put he the shekel, for the harvest is ripe. All right. And when the harvest is ripe, what do? Reap. So everything is prepared and made ready. All right. They're gonna have the best equipment, all the weapons, artillery, all they have. Just so when the Lord comes back, he could defeat them at their best, just like a fighter. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fat overflow. For their wickedness is great. Not just the so-called white man, but the gooks, so-called Chinese, so-called Japanese, Moab. All right? These Indians, the Elamites. All right? Their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. All right? So, it's very near. All right? And any day now, it could jump up. Let's see. Russia. In Moscow. There you go. That's what you call sharing intel. So it says Embassy of Islamic Republic of Iran in Moscow. They're working together. And look at that. 444, Lord willing. See? Now, Embassy of Russia in Iran. Tehran. 444. Lord willing. All right. Showing you they sharing weapon and intel. I mean, they working together. All right. And there's secret alliance we don't even know about. All right. Oh, the brother gave me a precept too, also for that. Let me look it up. Assemble yourselves together, all you heathens. So, the Lord's going to bring them all together just to smoke them. So I believe it was Jeremiah 51. Oh man, this is a good one too. Verse 7. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, meaning wealthy, rich. Alright. Babylon was at a peak at one point. They even called it the golden era. Alright. This has to be a great, the mightiest kingdom ever. Alright. I mean, mighty and powerful and all that stuff. So when the Lord take it out, man, it's going to be an example of his power. In a cup in the Lord's hands that made all the earth drunken. So everybody's off that Babylon shot, all right? The nations have drunken of her wine, that whole idea of democracy. That's one of them. Their policies, their ideology, their science. Of course, you see that liquid that's going around, that thing. All right, drunken of her wine, the madness. All right, the schooling. All right, that you could accept homosexuality and transhumanism, transvestites, bestiality, pedophilia, all that. The nations are drunken off of that. Therefore, the nations are mad because they're losing their heritage. They're losing their culture. Messing with this devil, man. All right. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon the elect, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. And that will happen when America is rained down with those missiles that will be used in World War III. The ones that Russia got, the ones that you people fear for, those are the ones that's going to show forth Babylon judgment. All right, to where you could see it from another countries, from the Caribbean. All right, from the other side of the world. All right. Let me see. What was the one the brother wanted to show me? Let me see. Pull it out real quick. Salakia. I meant to make a quick video, but forgive me. So, the scripture is, it might be Isaiah. It might not be Jeremiah. No, it is Jeremiah 51 and 27, actually. Say he up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations, this truth. All right, we're blowing that warning. Prepare the nations against her. Call together against her the kingdoms of Ararat, which we know that's where the ark, not the arks. Yeah, they had the ark. Noah's ark was found in Turkey. All right. Ararat. Mini, which is in Turkey. And Ashkenaz, which is in Turkey. All right. And it might be actually the region of Azerbaijan. All right. Appoint a captain against her. I was talking about Russia. And to water to the brother for informing me of this beautiful breakdown and instructing me in wisdom and understanding. The water brother. And caused the horses to come up as the rough caterpillar. Oh yeah. So this is the missiles. Alright, and in Joel it describes the missiles as horses, not horsemen, Slakia, to come up as the rough caterpillars. Let's see, because it do give it a little simplicity right here. Raise a signal flag to the nations. Sound the battle cry. Mobilize them all against Babylon, America. Alright, prepare them to fight against her. So the Lord's going to use Russia to, lead. Bring out the armies of Ararat, Mini, Ashkenaz, which is Turkey. Yeah, Turkey. Appoint a commander. So that links up. This links up with Ezekiel 38 and 1-7. Alright, it says, appoint a commander and bring a multitude of horses like swarming locusts. And those are the missiles. And it says, prepare against her the nations with the king of the Medes, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. See? Surely the captain is talking about the Russians. Oh man, verse 30. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might have failed. Alright? They became as women. And you're already seeing that in Esau's military. A bunch of homosexuals and shit. But the Lord said they're going to be, their might, their fight, their will to fight. When they go over there and to fight, man, they're not going to be ready. They became as women. They have burnt her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. All right, so, hey. Babylon is in for it. A.K.A. America. And when they even go to war, they're going to get a ass whooping. And then, while in the midst of them fighting Russia, Iran, and so forth, they're going to turn to fight the Lord. But, Lord willing, this was edifying. And actually, to the point that World War III will happen, and we see in the two major superpowers that fulfill prophecy about to head, in for it. Let me see. Russia surrounded Ukraine all over. Hey, Lord willing, let's go.
I love this Rakuten app. Look at that. Rakuten's app is super helpful. I open the app, find the store that I want to.
Minister Sergei Ryabkov told reporters on Tuesday. They continue to provide supplies, increasing the amount of assistance. The United States and other NATO countries are deliberately turning Ukraine into a powder keg, he pointed out. We would like to reiterate that NATO countries, who use demagogic rhetoric to speculate about protecting Ukraine's independence, sovereignty and territorial integrity, should think about containing the bellicose spirit of their clients in Kiev and ensuring the implementation of the Minsk package of measures that our Kiev neighbors are blatantly ignoring, Ryabkov added.
Like we read earlier, Ukraine was an ex-Soviet member. All right? And if Putin is able to get Ukraine under his banner, man, that will make Russia even more dreadful and powerful.
NATO will concentrate 40,000 troops and 15,000 items of armament and military hardware near Russian borders, basically, in the Black Sea and Baltic regions, Russia's Defense Minister Army General Sergei Shoigu said on Tuesday. Overall, 40,000 troops and 15,000 items of armament and military hardware, including strategic aircraft, will be concentrated near the Russian borders, the defense chief said. The American troops are now redeploying from continental North America to Europe through the Atlantic, Shoigu said. The troops in Europe are moving towards Russian borders. The basic forces are being amassed in the Black Sea area and in the Baltic region, the defense chief said. As the Russian defense minister pointed out, U.S. force groupings are being reinforced in Poland and the Baltic states. The American 430s concept has been adopted and is being implemented, and the intensity of air reconnaissance has grown twofold and naval reconnaissance by 50% compared to last year. The alliance annually holds up to 40 large operational training measures of a clearly anti-Russian bias in Europe. In the spring of this year, the NATO allied forces launched Defender Europe 2021 drills, the largest exercise over the past 30 years, Russia's defense chief stressed. Earlier, Sergei Peronov, press office chief of the Russian embassy in Paris, told the RT France TV channel that Ukraine's consistent violation of the agreements on Donbass is triggered by the West's connivance. Ukraine's behavior now comes due to the lack of the Western guarantors' response to its violations. Today, Ukraine is feeling its total impunity and keeps violating the Minsk agreements, Peronov said. The Ukrainian forces are there where they must not be in accordance with the Minsk agreements, he noted. Peronov stated that lately, Kiev has stepped up international activity in order to draw more support of the Western countries. Peronov dismissed claims that Russia is posing a threat to Ukraine. He noted that despite the Western partners' concerns, the Russian forces are moving only along Russia's national borders. Russia is one of the guarantors of the peace agreements and has never carried out aggression against Ukraine, the diplomat stressed.
Alright, last scripture. Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. That's Esau. His mind, it do say he puffeth at all his enemies. Alright, and it do say in Daniel's whose stout is more than his neighbors, than his fellow, something of that sort. Alright? So Esau just is a balloon head, man. Filled with pride. Neither keep it at home. So, also with the situation of them coming back in September, that's not happening because Esau can't keep at home. His troops and his garrisons have to be stationed out there. Alright, in the Middle East. Who enlargeth his desires as hell? This man is never satisfied. Alright? Just like when Isaac gave him a blessing, he still wasn't satisfied with the leftover blessing he got. Even that he gotten a blessing of the sword. He wanted that and Jacob's blessing, which he thought was his, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people. Alright, that's Esau. Keeping that at home. You're a proud man. He go to your country and tell you that you have to stay within your borders of your country while they're over there sending troops to do drills and antagonize you. Alright? And Russia is not having it anymore. But Lord willing, this is edifying, going to a quick video dealing with, a little more information and a little more detail to the scriptures, to the breakdown. Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahushai, Brakatah Yahweh. Call Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Harachah Kutash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. And Tuwada again for the brothers. Shalom.